If you've been resident in the UK for more than 4 years, including the period you spent on the postdoc work visa, if you apply for the skilled worker visa, leveraging on the new entrant rule, your visa will be denied. A couple of days ago, I came across a particular individual in the UK who recently graduated from one of the UK universities. However, his visa was denied after applying for the skilled worker visa. And the reason for this is because he was trying to leverage on the new entrant rule, and the visa was still denied because of some of the mistakes he made that I will be sharing with you guys in this video. Now, it's important for me to establish the fact from the start of the video that not all international students that graduate from any of the UK universities can leverage on the new entrant rule. Now, for those who are hearing about the new entrant rule for the first time, I'm going to talk about what this means and how to be sure that you are eligible to applying for the skilled worker visa with the new entrant rule. Because of the increase in salary threshold requirement, so many people are trying to leverage on the £30,960 that you're required to earn before you can get a skilled worker visa as a new graduate from one of the UK universities. However, there are some clauses that are specifically stated on gov.uk that even though you recently graduated from the UK universities, you can't actually leverage on the new entrant rule, which I'll be sharing with you guys the full details in this video. So if you're coming across this channel for the first time, do also hit on the subscribe button. And for my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being there. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now let's give context to this information. I'll also have a look at what is written on gov.uk. Now, for those who don't know, there's an increase in the salary threshold requirement for you to be able to get a skilled worker visa here in the United Kingdom. However, if you recently graduated from one of the UK universities, you can leverage on the new entrant rule, and you are probably required to earn about £30,960 or the going rate of the role you are applying for. So it means that if I graduated from UK University last year, I can leverage on the new entrant rule and not necessarily need to meet the salary threshold requirement for me to get sponsored. However, there's some clauses that got this individual I talked about. His visa got denied a few days ago by the Home Office because it didn't meet the salary threshold requirements, even though it's a recent graduate from one of the UK universities. So let's give context. What is this whole new entrant rule all about? Now, with new entrant rule, you can be paid less, compared to the 30,700 minimum salary requirement. So on gov.uk, it says that you might still be able to apply for the skilled worker visa if your job is eligible, but your salary is less than the standard salary threshold requirement of 30,700 or your job's standard going rate. So there's some jobs under the SOC that has a going rate. So the going rate could be higher than this 30,700. So you might want to check out on gov.uk the different SOC jobs and the corresponding going rate. So you're sure that you're applying for the skilled worker visa with the right salary threshold requirements. Okay, so you can be paid between 70% and 90% of the standard going rate of your job if your job is at least £30,960 per year and you meet one of the following criteria. So you don't need to meet all of the criteria I'll be mentioning shortly. You need to meet at least just one of those criteria that you will be eligible to applying for the skilled worker visa. So one of the requirements is that you must be under 26, studying, or a recent graduate or in a professional training. So most people, are a bit confused about this particular point. So most people tell me that, oh no, you need to be under 26 and recently graduated to actually leverage on this. That's not true. If you read through the gov.uk properly, it says that you are under 26, studying, or a recent. So it means that it should be at least one of those things, or a recent graduate or in professional training. Now, the fact that it says that a recent graduate, there's still a clause to it. That's not all. So you can be a recent graduate and not be qualified for the new entrant rule. I will explain shortly. Now, the next point is that you have a science, technology, engineering, or math STEM PhD level qualification that is relevant to your job. So not just any STEM qualification, it has to be relevant to your job. That's another point you need to note, relevant to your job. So if you have a relevant PhD level qualification on any other subject, your salary must be at least 26,100. Now, another point is that you have a postdoctoral position in science or higher education. So those are some of the requirements that you need to meet, you need to meet at least one of them in order for you to be able to leverage on the new entrant rule. Now, we're going to talk more in details on the requirement that says you should be under 26 or you recently graduated from one of the UK universities. We're going to make a fancy on that because that was the part this person made a mistake on that got his visa denied. Now, If you're under 26 studying or a recent graduate or in professional training, it means that you can be paid 70% of your job standard going rate if your salary will be at least £30,960 per year. And one of the following applies. One, you are under 26 on the date you apply. So if you're under 26 on the date you apply, even if you're not a recent graduate, you can leverage on the new entrant rule. So if you're below 26 years old or you just clock 26 on that same date that you apply, even if you graduated from any of the UK universities, not recent, you can still apply. Now, you're currently in the UK on a student visa studying at bachelor's level or above, or you have been in the last 2 years and a student or visit visa was your most recent visa. Now, this is important. What he's saying is that if you recently graduated from one of the UK universities in the last 2 years, you can leverage on this, not more than 2 years. So if you graduated, so this is 2024, if you graduated in 2021, you are not eligible for the new entrant rule, except to graduate from any of the UK universities in the last 2 years. Now, another thing is that if you're currently in the UK on a graduate visa or you've been in the last 2 years, so it means that if you graduate from any of the UK universities and you graduated more than 2 years, you can apply. If you're on the post-study work visa, that means after your program, you go on the post-study work visa, you can only apply for a skilled worker visa leveraging on the new entrant rule if you have been on the graduate route visa in the last 2 years. If it's more than 2 years, you can apply. You are not eligible. Now, also, you'll be working towards a recognized qualification in a UK regulated profession, or you'll be working towards full registration or chartered status in the job you are being sponsored for. Now, this is important. So you need to know that if you're under 26 or you be 26 on the date you apply, you can leverage. If you graduated from any of the UK universities in the last 2 years, you can leverage. If it's more than 2 years, you are not eligible. If you're on the post-study work visa and you've only been on the post-study visa within the last 2 years, you can leverage on this opportunity. If you've been out of post-study work visa more than 2 years, or for example, if you got your post-study work visa, let's say February 2022, and you got on, and this is after 2 years, that's about February 2024. If you get on another visa and you're trying to now move back to the skilled worker visa, you're not eligible to get on this using the new entrant rule. Now, this is the major mistake that this person made on the application. Now, it now went further and says that if this applies to you, check how much you will need to pay to qualify for this visa. Your total stay in the UK cannot be more than 4 years if you apply for one of these reasons. This include any time you spent in the UK on the graduate route visa. So he's saying that if you have been in the UK for more than 4 years, regardless of if you meet any of these requirements, you are not eligible for the graduate route visa. Now, this is the mistake this person made. This person did an undergraduate program 3 years, did a 1 year master's program, and then he applied for the skilled worker visa on the second year while on the post-study work visa. So it means that he has been in the UK for more than 5 years, and even though he graduated from one of the UK universities in less than 2 years, he met that requirement. He also graduated. He's also currently on the graduate route visa within the 2 years that was stated. He met that requirement. However, the last requirement that he didn't meet is that he needs to be in the UK for at least 4 years before you can leverage on the new entrant rule. And he applied for this visa while he was on his fifth year in the UK, and that made him ineligible. When the visa came out, I think about 3 or 4 days ago, the visa was denied because it didn't meet the requirement for the new entrant rule. So make sure that all of these boxes are ticked before you apply for a job that pays less than £30,700. It's your job, it's your responsibility to make sure that the job you're applying for meets the salary threshold requirement, and even you as an individual, you also meet the salary threshold requirement depending on your situation. So if you have any question around the new entrant rule, you need further clarification, you're not sure what to do, please state in the comment section. And if you're applying for a visa soon and you're 100% sure of what you need to do if you actually meet the requirements, please jump on my one-to-one session. Let's have a chat and make sure that you're applying for the job the right way. And if you have any question, please put in the comment section. If you're coming across this channel for the first time, do well to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family and my returning subscribers. Thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll sure see you guys in my next video. Thank you.